Hello and welcome. Today is Saturday, December 8th, 2013, and you're going to experience this journey with me that is going to be my project. It's going to be totally amazing, but it's not going to be amazing, but it's going to try to get me an A, but it won't, but it's going to get me an A. And this was made entirely by me, Nate, and we are sponsored by Coke. Yes, we are sponsored by Coke, so there's nothing I can do to help you get some Coke, but yeah. Okay, so these force things, what are they? Well, there are four typical forces that we normally occur with: the force of gravity, the forces that you produce, the force of friction, and the normal force. So the force of gravity is the force that attracts you to other objects, such as you to Earth, and beyond common myth, the force of gravity is usually held accountable for Isaac Newton and the apple myth, which the apple fell on Isaac Newton's head, and then he's like, oh, well, it must be gravity, I guess. What is this magic witchcraft? The forces that you produce are things like pushing and pulling on an object. Friction is usually the opposite of the force that you produce. And the normal force is just usually it's the force that cancels out the gravity. And if you see with my title of this thing, of this picture, I guess, I think I'm pretty qualified to name all the homework now. And what's the difference between contact and non-contact forces? The difference is that contact forces are actually can occur. They're tactile, I guess. And non-contact forces are things like atomic forces and gravity, the normal force. Things that you just can't actually feel for yourself. What is acceleration? Acceleration is the rate of change in an object's velocity. Say that somebody threw a ball at somebody's face at 2 meters per second, and just before it hit the person's face, it was traveling at 3 meters per second. The acceleration of the ball would be 1 meter per second. Okay, now we get to the fun part, Newton's 3 laws. Newton's first law is the tendencies of objects to stay at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon an unbalanced force. Okay, right now the two cars are at a stalemate. They're completely stopped. Okay, and now, as he says go, the cars exert a force which allow them to be propelled and have a different acceleration than before. Newton's second law is the relationship of the object's mass and acceleration vectors are the causes of force. Displayed in the movie, the object's mass is quite hefty, so there has to be a lot of acceleration behind that to propel the object at the fast speeds that they're traveling. And finally, Newton's third law is for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. In the movie, the main character doesn't know how to drift, so he obviously hits the support beam. So as his car hits the support beam also hits his car.